New developments this morning in the immigration crackdown that's currently underway in our state.
The Department of Homeland Security says it's arresting, quote, worst of the worst and sharing those latest numbers. We want to check in with our Shayla Reeves, who joins us now following the latest development. Shayla?
Yeah, good morning to you, AJ and Heather. We learned since launching Operation Metro Surge on Monday, DHS has detained 12 people, actually arrested 12 people. This is a video captured courtesy of Minnesota Public Radio News. It shows Homeland Security agents detaining this man on Thursday afternoon. It happened at a home near Lake Street and Park Avenue. NPR reports the agents questioned the man and eventually left without taking him into custody. ICE has not responded to questions about the operation. And at Ola Arepa, employees say two plainclothes individuals entered the restaurant Wednesday saying they were with the Department of Homeland Security. We're told the general manager refused to let them inside the kitchen area and she asked to see a warrant. That's when the men told her they would be waiting outside for the individual they were looking to apprehend. Ola Arepa closed early that night and escorted employees to their cars.
Naomi and all of our staff, just like they did everything exactly how we would have wanted them to. They stayed calm. They knew their rights. They were, they recorded. They didn't let them in. They didn't crumble.
WCCO reached out to ICE for comment but has not heard back. The National Immigration Law Center says ICE needs a judicial warrant to enter a private area of a business without permission. We know that yesterday marked the second day of targeting Somalis, undocumented Somalis, in the Twin Cities. Coming up here in the next half hour, we'll see how the community is coming together to show support for Somali Minnesotans. That's coming up straight ahead in the next half hour. Heather and AJ.
Announcing 12 arrests so far here. Shayla, thank you.
Somalians should be out of here. They've destroyed our country.
Those controversial comments coming from the president, they are changing some Minnesotans' minds, including a man who first came to the United States from Somalia in 2009.
So last year, he didn't just vote for President Trump. He helped get his neighbors to the polls so they could vote for him, too. But as Connor White reports, he's now changing his tune.
From Rochester to Duluth.
On the campaign trail in Minnesota last summer, President Donald Trump caught the attention of this man. Salman Fiki had a front row seat for the St. Cloud rally. He says he got the call from the president's team to help drum up support for the Republican ahead of Election Day.
Economic issues, safety issues, education issues.
Fiki, a Somali immigrant, says he is proud to support conservative policies, but says his support for the president is now gone.
Their country stinks. And we don't want them in our country.
This is President Donald Trump doubling down, continuing to attack the entire Somali community in Minnesota, the vast majority of whom are U.S. citizens. CBS News reports that this week, ICE is launching an operation specifically targeting Somali people.
Dehumanizing and very demeaning rhetoric.
You described this as a betrayal, but did you not expect President Donald Trump to talk this way about the Somali community, given his history, given his policies?
Well, actually, we believe in second chances.
That benefit of the doubt, coupled with some Muslim communities becoming disillusioned with how the Biden administration handled the war in Gaza, gave the GOP new inroads in the Somali community in 2024. Data from the Minnesota Secretary of State shows that in strong Somali neighborhoods like Cedar Riverside and Minneapolis, Trump's performance improved by 5 percentage points. Fiki believes that goodwill is now lost for the GOP.
That in no way do I believe any community is all bad, just like I don't believe any community is all good.
State Republican leaders like Lisa Demuth are stopping short of condemning the president's actions. Fiki says that's a mistake. In Bloomington, Connor White, WCCO News.
Democrats are also taking a stronger stance in response to the president's words and the ICE operation now underway. Coming up in our next half hour, we're going to take a look at the growing support here in Minnesota for the Somali community amid rising tensions. Do have an update this morning to a story we first brought to you last month. WCCO has learned that one of the men arrested in St. Paul's Payne Phelan neighborhood is now facing federal charges. Jeffrey Lopez Suazo appeared in court this week on charges of assaulting a federal officer. Now, you may remember this video here. It shows Lopez Suazo arrested right before a violent clash. This was between police and protesters. This was back on November 25th. The crowd had gathered to stop an ICE operation at a St. Paul home on Rose Avenue, but federal officers had already detained their target hours earlier. Still, a standoff began. A crowd formed outside the home, and that's because an ICE officer claimed that Lopez Suazo had hit the ICE officer's car after ignoring orders to stop driving. In court documents, the officer says that Lopez Suazo went back into the home on Rose Avenue, where he was later arrested.
And new this morning, one person is dead. This is after a shooting in St. Paul last night. We got a look at the scene. This is on the corner of Edgerton Street and Case Avenue. According to St. Paul police, this is a homicide investigation. We're still working to learn more from police, including if they have a suspect or what led up to the shooting.
6:08 now. Let's check in with the live desk. Maria Lisignoli joining us this morning because you're following a new route that bus riders need to know about.
If you take the bus in the West Metro, this is good news. Tomorrow, changes are coming to Metro Transit, bringing you a new bus line and expanded service use. Metro Transit is opening the region's 8th bus rapid transit line, and that is the Metro E line. This new line will run along University, Hennepin, and France Avenues between the University of Minnesota and Edina. It'll provide 30% more weekday service compared to the Route 6 that it's going to be replacing. And trips are going to be every 10 minutes. And since Route 6 is no longer operating along Xerxes Avenue, a new Route 36 will provide trips every half hour between Uptown and Bloomington. We also know several other improvements, like more frequent service on multiple lines, are beginning tomorrow.
A lifeline for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Maria Lisignoli from the Live Desk. We appreciate it. Thank you, Maria.